to the Ivan Show. On today's episode, we bring Kiira Motors to the spotlight. On today's episode, we are going to discuss the achievements and milestones Kiira Motors has achieved so far. And we understand we send apologies on behalf of Tukunane Media Foundation and on behalf of Kiira Motors that the initial commissioning of Ginger vehicle plant was postponed, and you can see reflecting on their Twitter ex-official handle from 7th until another date that is going to be communicated yet by the management of Kiira Motors. Today's guest is is an economist and is a master's student from Chambogo University. We are going to take a deep dive in matters concerning automotive industry generally. That's what we are going to discuss and see how different partners from Uganda and from abroad have come to partner with Kiira Motors, which started way back and has brought a very key milestone in our country, Uganda. All right, welcome to the show, Mr. Mwesiza Alon, and thanks for allowing to speak to us.
Thank you so much all for also hosting me.
How is your master's course taking you?
It's very fantastic and it is moving on smoothly.
You are taking a course that everyone is always complaining about. Is doing masters in economics, and I understand that terms regarding finances and economics, you are an expert. That right away going to our spotlight. What is on our spotlight today is about Kiira Motors. Kiira Motors is one of the leading brands, fastest growing brands in Uganda.
Yes.
Can you help us first give us the background from your research? Because I understand you don't work with Kiira Motors, but I know you are a researcher. So let us first discuss, and for the viewer out there, we are going to have this show very interactive. Mwesiza Alon is going to be actually my co-host, not even my guest. That we have the discussion moving very smoothly. Yes, let us start discussing how Kiira Motors came into reality.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tukunane Ivan. First and foremost, as an economist, I feel glad to talk about the global economy. Kiira Motors, it started small as a project by university students. Like you can see every university has to give a project. Mostly it is either for students of third years or fourth year for engineering.
So but it was a mere project?
It was a mere project by university students of Makerere. It was actually the engineering students of Makerere University who came up with a thought to have an automobile project. And that was in 2011. And in 2011, they came up with the first prototype vehicle, which was electric. And it actually emerged as the first of its kind in Africa. So Kiira Motors started like that. Then they actually gave the name of that EV vehicle,
electric vehicle. Yeah.
Electric vehicle. They gave it a name as Kiira Motors. That's where the name came from, Kiira Motors. Then in 2014, it's when the government realized and the people that involved that really the automobile industry in Uganda has to be boosted. And in 2014, that's when Kiira Motors Corporation was launched, and that was its inception. That's how it started. And maybe they started on innovations and carrying out other research. You know, in economics and in global growth, it is only research and development that lead where to go. So Kiira Motors kept on doing research with the help of Makerere University. And in 2016, they came up with their first of its kind, and that was Kiira buses. I think you have seen some of those buses.
Before we
around.
go to Kiira buses, I want the Inception to be much clearer.
Yes.
Who were there? Because I understand they are students, Makerere students, but they must have been with the lecturers,
Yes.
the staff. Do you know the names of the staff?
As of now, I may not give you the names of
I,
the staff.
there is this Professor Sunday,
Yes.
and then the current CEO,
Yes.
Paul Isaac Musasizi.
Yes.
Those were two staff that were with students who pushed up that project.
Yes.
And one thing I must appreciate, Aaron, is their current CEO is a very fantastic man, and he more than deserves. I just read about him a week ago. He was part of the project from Inception. And if you see his vast and tracked record in that field, the man has a certified professional and technical growth in regards to automobile industry.
Yes.
Yes. So for the viewer out there, we want for clarity, Professor Sunday Stevens and Paul Isaac Musasizi spearheaded students in these projects to bring up this innovation. The first vehicle I saw, Paul Isaac Musasizi drove president of the country.
Yes.
And I think it is from that point where I understood why President Museveni started fighting for scientists. Because I think it was an innovation that really inspired him and showed him that Ugandans have brains. And I think he thought about gifting the scientists of Uganda. Yes, let's move on.
Yeah, thank you so much for that insight. So, in the global growth, actually talking about Uganda and Africa, it is Kiira Motors that came up with that kind of automobile that has started within Uganda and now is excelling in Uganda, East Africa, Africa, and I think in a few years to come, it will also go to global.
Yeah, it will go global. Already,
Yes.
actually, it is global because before we came for an interview, I saw an interview with the CEO. It was from Auto Online something, but whites were interviewing the CEO of Kiira Motors before we came here for the interview. So meaning it has, and even this project, by the way, they were in Massachusetts because of pronunciation issues of my inability in my mouth, but they were that side somewhere there then again in Toronto. So the project was in whites, so now they brought the knowledge to implement it here.
Yes.
Which I think is a good thing, by the way.
It's very good.
Because we have seen most cases, Aaron innovates something, whites take him.
Yes.
Uganda loses.
Yes.
So, but now this time round, I think that's why President Museveni is engineering more of science students,
Yes.
scientists, to motivate them to bring.
Even if you can see on the competence-based curriculum that was introduced in lower secondary, it is more of encouraging more of science than other
Arts.
things. Even if we can look at recently, you saw Naria secondary school students visiting Kiira Motors to get the automobile knowledge.
Even these students from St. Henry's Chitov.
You see, so that is encouraging automobile growth from the young stage, stage up. Even UBTEB itself, it examines automobile. Recently, I was in a certain technical in Rira, and they were seriously practicing engines, how to make engines. So you can see with the global sustainability, because these days, globally, there is market for automobiles. Reason being, they are trying to fight carbon emissions that has caused problems on global warming. So there is the need for use of electricity and and automobiles in order to have vehicles to enhance transportation, sustainability, green energy, all that stuff.
In totality, okay, these vehicles are environmental friendly.
Yes, they are environmental friendly, and I thank Kiira Motors for coming up with that initiative. It is really advancing, and it is competing globally, because even it is, when you consider the ISO standards, International Organization Standardization, quality management, health and safety, environmental sustainability, it is what Kiira Motors is really doing, so that we can have a global competition. Even on top of that, we are increasing the Ugandan industrialization and the automobile sector, because formerly we didn't have the automobile sector in Uganda. We are only importing cars, importing everything, even vehicles, these smaller vehicles, motorbikes, we are importing everything. But Kiira Motors came up with the idea, and now we are embracing the idea as of now.
So, and another thing, I wanted to bring in the economic sense as a statistician. We want, when you look at the vision of Kiira Motors, it wants for it says it wants to compete at African continent and become the leading automobile industry producing environmental friendly vehicles in Africa. Now, what does it take economically, or how much does it cost, or will it cost Kiira Motors and the partners to invest in to realize their dream?
Thank you so much for that. That's a very nice question, by the way. Because as I was studying the background of Kiira Motors, I saw actually one of the challenges is financial stability and the financial gap.
Which I think it is a common problem
with every
beginning company. Yes.
Now, Kiira Motors, according to me, I think it needs to have $100 to $200 million invested in it every year.
Let us make statistics.
Now,
100 to 200.
$100 to $200.
On that point, I want to see how that money should be invested. You see, we can't just get and give. No. Yes, when we give them, how should they use that money?
Yes. Thank you so much. And I'm going to break it down. Maybe when I say $100 to $200, I don't mean an exact figure, but I mean some amount of money that can really worthily make sense in having final good products from Kiira Motors. Maybe let me project from like 150 million.
Okay.
Kiira Motors, as of now, as of me, according to how I have seen and made some little research, it needs 40% of the $150 to be invested in manufacturing. So that they have raw materials out of that 40%. 40% is around $60 million. They have raw materials, they have automobile driving, they also have engines out of that 40%. I was also seeing that they had a projection of producing 5,000 buses every year.
Yes.
Once the Nakasongora plant is finished.
Yes.
So it means with that 40% in manufacturing, they can really make good sense of 5,000 buses produced annually if that 40% is invested in manufacturing. Secondly, there is what I called research and development.
That department is very paramount.
Department of Research and Development. Here, what do I mean? Kiira Motors also needs to start production of engines. And I thank Makerere University.
Mm.
It still remained their founding partner
Yes.
in research and development.
Yes.
So Kiira Motors needs to put much emphasis in research. How? It is in research that we will know that the EV markets, emerging EV markets, I mean electric vehicle markets. So far in Africa, Africa is the main target, because the EV markets, it means you will use little electricity and little energy. And really, you need a population that is growing. I was also, the Latin Americans, they are also growing, and they need really to have that. There is EV market already. There is also some parts of Europe, China. So the research and development, it is out of research that we will know in this area or this region there is this market. Also, there is also research in automobiles themselves, because there is no way I will know that I will get this raw material from this country without knowing what this country is capable of producing. They need to have that in mind, and that is research and development. Innovation. Kiira Motors will not keep on producing buses only. They also need to look at what we call the SUVs, support utility vehicles. These ones can work on road and off-road. You also need to have Kiira Motors producing vehicles that can. Uganda is a leading agricultural country. We need to have vehicles that are able to dig and also carry out agriculture. So all that is research and development. Then there is.
Before you proceed, Aaron, you are more of an engineer than an economist, because you are speaking in scientific terms that if an economist or someone is not from engineering may not understand. Now, before we can continue with where you have reached, I want us now to first come up and see the partners of Kiira Motors and how they are helping Kiira Motors to gain funds, because this point of funds is very sensitive. One, on a number of occasions for me, President Museveni, because of his age and the years he has spent in power, you always know that I have some issues, but I must appreciate him for appointing Dr. Monica Musenero to lead the Ministry of Science and Technology. That lady is having ample and reliable experience in that field, and I think she has been very instrumental in helping Kiira Motors Corporation. And actually, it was in 2016, 2017, I'm not certain, but around there, National Enterprise Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding with Kiira Motors as partners. The government of Uganda, generally you see Kiira Motors is a government entity, whereby government occupies 96% and then Makerere University, who is the founder, 4%. Now, even this land of Jinja, where they are going to commission the new vehicle plant, it was donated by the NEC, UP and UPDF. So they have tried their level best to bring and consolidate Kiira Motors into a marginable and fantastic entity. But now, do you as an economist, because for me I studied a lot of literature, so I can speak a good English, bring and a lot of research as regards to media and what, but when it comes to stats for figures and numbers, that's where you come in. From your research, how do you rate the contribution of NEC, the contribution of Ministry of ICT, Science and Technology, not ICT, Ministry of Science and Technology, headed by Dr. Monica Musenero? How is their contribution towards the development of Kiira Motors?
Thank you so much. Firstly, the government of Uganda has played a very big role for the existence of Kiira Motors Corporation.
So we credit them now.
I credit them so much.
A plus.
Yes.
President Museveni a plus with your government.
Yes.
Eh.
But the government is doing this through the Ministry of Science, Innovation and Technology,
Yes.
headed by Dr. Musenero. Because even in the construction of Nakasongora plant, it took over 143.7 billion Ugandan shillings. But the contribution of the government was too much, around 24 billion.
But can still Kiira Motors stand alone without government?
It cannot, because it is the government now. There is what we call free trade area. Maybe because I would think Kiira Motors would develop faster when it looks at Africa as its first target market. And to do this, they don't need to have trade barriers. If they have trade barriers, it means they will have to put up ropes with countries. But when the government comes in through the trade area, African trade area, then they have the approaching other countries in form of trade would be very easy. That is the role of government, putting policies that could help Kiira Motors to achieve its goal.
So your point is we first concentrate on Africa.
To me, because
even to them, because their vision is clear. Even
Yes.
to them,
yes,
they are focusing on Africa. It's me with my Tukundane Media Foundation. We sat and computed. We said in 20 to 30 years you can dominate the global market. But some of them called me and they were laughing at me. Like, let us first achieve. I know how difficult it is to achieve global
in planning, we have a short-term plan, medium-term plan,
Yes.
and long-term plan.
Yes.
To me, for the short and medium plans, it could be taking over Africa. Let me give an example of Toyota. It is also an automobile company.
Yes. It took over from
It took over from
General
Motors.
Yes.
But it has covered up the market of Africa. Now, Kiira Motors being the first automobile company in Africa, why don't we take up the automobile company? Start with Uganda. We have Bubu, buy Uganda, build Uganda. Why don't we have Kiira Motors spreading all over Uganda?
What can it take for it to spread over Uganda?
One, reducing the what? We have, let me look for the general term that I can use that fits automobile. But as of now, we look at the market. Because the strategy Toyota made is to make sure that even a person who earns 1 million shillings per month in Uganda can drive a car of Toyota.
And I think that is a nice strategy.
Secondly, we are different. Kiira Motors is different from Toyota. The fact that Kiira Motors will use more of electricity than oil. Now,
So is it an advantage?
it is a very good advantage for Kiira Motors to take over Ugandan market, East African market, and African market. Reason being, most of the countries in Africa don't have oil, and the oil prices are high. So, with the introduction of solar energy and electric energy, because I was seeing that the Kiira buses, their system uses the top roof to solar. Then the solar converts the energy into electric energy. The solar charges the batteries. Then the batteries provide energy for transportation.
No, but
So-
when I had that reading about the Inception and how those vehicles are operated, said, man, let's science this, eat their money. Because I saw a very good innovation and some great brains behind these vehicles.
So
yes.
I'm saying if small cars, small like motorbikes, could be produced by Kiira Motors, we take over Ugandan market, East African market, then African market will be easy to penetrate.
But
and once we penetrate African market, the whole of African market, it means the global market is also very easy to penetrate.
I think we are taking Kiira Motors on speed. We want Kiira Motors to produce those small cars and even motorbikes. But it takes time. It takes time because I think for such a big innovation, you don't just wake up one day and you start producing those things. But for me, my conversation now, even on, as I was asking you on how it can realize, I made a post on LinkedIn and Dr. Musenero commented that getting right people to form a right team with the right mindset will make Kiira Motors to move forward. Now, me at an individual level, for me I feel they should, one, they're having their driver CEO, Paul Isaac Musasizi, that man, you read about him. Do you know someone being overqualified? Is a perfect suit in that office. So I think they should bring one, experienced, but two, hungry Ugandans, or who can contribute on the success of Kiira Motors. For example, when we come to media, because we don't generally need scientists only. In manufacturing and production and technical work, scientists. But you as an economics firm, you can't imagine giving a job at Kiira Motors with such brains, how the results they can achieve with you. Their media strategic team, you see, in this company, every company, you see even Tukundani Media Foundation, which started a year back, is having PR department, because in cases of crisis management, in cases of branding and what, we need that team. So for me, I feel they should also focus on the team deployed on ground to execute the mission and vision of Kiira Motors.
In my point of allocating 150 million, if that money could be invested on a yearly basis, I wanted to tell you that there is a need for human research and capacity building.
Yes.
That must take around 5%.
Which I think Kiira Motors is trying.
Because there they will need to hire talents, people with talent. They will need to train workers. Having leaders in a company is very crucial, because when someone is not a leader and maybe is heading a certain department, he will not work like as if he's taking something to a next level. He will be minding at having his salary at the end of the month, and then he goes. But leadership trains visionaries.
And the company needs those ones.
And the company needs visionaries. It doesn't actually need the leaders, it needs visionaries. People who can project what will happen after 20 years. These Toyota companies also started from scratch. I don't hope that Toyota just penetrated Africa like that. It started way back in 1930s, 1917.
How can Kiira Motors, because I'm looking at the point of retaining their workers, assuming they hire you today, what can they do to retain you for the next 20 years?
I think to me, given a well-trained course, because me, I'm an economist.
Yes.
Apart from being a statistician, I will need some little course in automobile economics.
Because of course, when you go there, I think you go in that department of accounting and what?
planning.
Yes, and management.
Then, actually, even I wanted to tell you that if they can get some percentage of marketing, because it is a leader that will come up one day and set a vision and be like, we need a market in China.
Now that department is for PR.
Yes.
Media, strategic group, or the public relations.
Yes.
That is going to manage the public relations as in innovation and future technology. Is going to plan and brand.
Yes.
And make international relations with customers, with potential clients.
Yes.
In case someone wants to interact with the brand of Kiira Motors, like for us at Makerere Foundation, seeing what he's doing, we are sacrificing and we are going to do what is possible to make sure that we maintain Kiira Motors on our social handles, and we try to brand, we try to push Kiira Motors.
That was
forward.
what I was telling you, that buy Uganda, build Uganda. If it is our only automobile company in Uganda and you have access to advertise it, sell it outside, it should be your responsibility to do it.
For me, I have dedicated this show. I don't know the CEO. I just know him by reading about him. Maybe even Dr. Musenera, I've met her on a number on like 2 occasions, but I don't think if we meet one-on-one, she still remembers me. I don't know anyone in Kiira Motors, but I have appreciated the brand. I have appreciated what we are talking about climate change, but this industry is creating a lot of impact in regards to climate change. It is saving our environment. It is their ecosystems are nice. So for us, I have a research department at TMF.
Yes.
And for the past 1 month, we have been reading about Kiira Motors. Up to now, we are reading about Kiira Motors and all automotive and automobile companies the world over, in Africa, everywhere. See, for us, through our social handles, we are committed to continue advising, because we know, at least what I have seen, our posts on our social handles, the CEO likes, the Dr. Musenero, other workers at Kiira Motors. So we believe our information is sent directly. We have not yet garnered an opportunity to speak with them directly. But in my view, I feel every Ghanaian should take responsibility to move this, because alone they cannot move very far. But if we make it a collective responsibility, I think we can have results.
Exactly.
Now, General Motors dominated the world market for 77 years, until in 2008 when it lost the position to Toyota. A number of factors led to General Motors' success. Do you know, reading the word of 77 years? Which some of us, we are worried whether we shall have those years or not. But that means there was a strong strategic long-term plan that helped them. Now, when we look at Kiira Motors, what do they need to do sustainably? Also start competing. At least if we fail to reach the moon, we can land on stars.
I think, as of my thought, as of now, to sell ourselves outside, because to dominate the global market, you first get the global market before dominating it. You first reach out to make sure that maybe in the high-ranking countries, you have your brand. I think as of now, Kiira Motors being the first of its kind in Africa, we should now focus on building a brand, African brand.
They have their head of media strategies called Madam Ruth Nanseje. I'm sorry for if the pronunciation is not, but Madam Ruth is a very experienced woman. She was at New Vision. I met her when I was I think I was in senior something. So, but she's experienced, and it is her job with that department. It is her job to sell the brand. You see, when they talk of PR office, you do everything within your means to sell the brand to the world. Not even in Uganda only, no, to the world. She's a competent woman. What I don't know is the team she's working with. But I know it is a very good team. That's why I'm talking about hungry, young, focused Ugandans
Yes.
with the right mindset.
Yes.
Because sometimes you see in a company, it is not all about sometimes it is not about the skills, the motivation and the mindset. For me, I just imagine, given an opportunity, the results you could, I can't imagine. And these things, I know there is, I don't know, politics have not entered so far. I don't think politics have started entering Kiira Motors. If they are there, we have not yet seen them.
They are not required anywhere.
They are not required, but you know our Uganda.
Yes.
But settlers paribus, as in your economics, assuming we remain on this flow, I think we are on a steady progress. So, you are still telling me, but I was just trying to highlight their media team. For us, Kundane Media Foundation, we have sacrificed. They don't know us, we don't know them. For us, we know them, we have researched about them. We shall keep pushing for better excellence, because our platforms, we shall try a simple mileage we can to continue pushing them. But we expect also their media team, but they are trying their best also. Their media team is really trying to, only what they need is, like you have said, research and development. But research and development, that research department should, I ideally think, it should be even at the departmental level. If it is the department of production,
yes,
because the person researching about production will not be the same person
researching about marketing.
Very good.
Yes.
So for me, I feel every department should be equipped very well with the researchers. So that every department, ideally, they are bringing out their very, very, very best. Now, let's look at, they have now, already they are on a journey of excellence. Because we can see, even a brain man, even when you hate them, you can see that there is something that is on ground.
Yes.
Yes. Now, before they are commissioning of a new plant, good enough we have done this show. Before they have commissioned, they were supposed to on 7th, because I know by the time we edit but they were supposed to commission on 7th. But when they are commissioning, which I don't think is very far from now, what important message do you expect from one, their great partners, NEC, the president of the country, and then Dr. Monica Musenero?
Thank you so much. I first and foremost applaud the NEC, National Enterprise Corporation, for that heart of giving 100. I was saying that it is 100 acres in Jinja.
Yes.
That is some good. I expect a very big plant to be built, because I was seeing it will be the first of its kind in Africa. So the message should be, if the target was producing 5,000 vehicles, automobiles, then having a new plant, because that target was after the commissioning of Kasongora plant, whereby they were saying they had a target of producing 22 vehicles on a daily basis, making like 5,000, approximately 5,000 a year annually. So now that the production plants have increased, actually that is what we call development. When you see one branch coming out into another branch, then another branch producing another branch, it means there is market. because if there is no growth, you wouldn't be expanding.
And even it creates more employment. I've seen the
Yes.
target is 14,000
14,000 after
direct
the
and
whole
indirect
completion.
jobs.
Yes.
Mm.
So it means to Uganda, first and foremost, to Kiira Motors, there shall be expansion in production. To Uganda as a country, more job creation. And because according to NDP 3, National Development Plan 3, the most recent one, Uganda, one of its core values was to increase the industrialization sector, of which Kiira Motors is doing. It has expanded the industrialization sector by introduction of automobile sector. So, and when 60% of the revenue generated in our country is from taxes. So the tax base makes a biggest contribution of the Ugandan budget. So when we have increased exports of Kiira Motors, we have increased, because there is an increase in maybe, like you are saying, the job market has increased, because I was seeing they are currently employing over 3,000 Ugandans.
You see, that is very handicap for them.
And
Hey.
and you know the percentage that we are getting, pay as you earn. So it means that that percentage is also contributing on the Ugandan budget.
On the Ugandan budget, right?
So maybe people out there may not be knowing, they might look at like maybe Kayora bus and says, what is this one helping me?
You see, Ugandans are funny.
But
They use their ignorance to criticize what they don't know. That is a challenge.
so, but we are getting so much from Kiira Motors. Secondly, Kiira Motors is partnering with outside international companies. I was seeing that they have a partnership with China High-Tech Technology Company Corporation. Those guys have advanced knowledge in automobile technology,
By the time they come,
battery technology. So a Ugandan who goes to work in Kiira Motors and finds a Chinese who has been in these things, because Chinese is where Toyota comes from, and it is the leading automobile company as of now
in the world.
in the world. So it means they are expanding knowledge. If that knowledge is worked on at Kiira Motors, that will be expoundingly. We shall have bigger values in the next 30 years to come. Then there is also, I've seen they are partners with Uganda. They also have partnership with Nissan and Toyota. Because I was seeing that it is Toyota that supplies them outsourcing some of the raw materials. So it means now the level of a Kiira Motors car is the same as the level of the Toyota car, because they are using the same raw materials.
As we went up our discussion, what major factors do you think can bring down Kiira Motors from its fast growing lane?
To me, as a researcher, leave alone being an economist,
I know you are
one factor that can lead Kiira Motors to expound, it is failure to invest in research and development. Research and development is a key variable in business. It is a key variable in industrialization. It is even a key variable in politics. It is research and development that will help Kiira Motors know that they need to modify this car into this. It is the research and development that will help Kiira Motors to know that now we have covered the Ugandan market. Let's go to East African market. let's go to African market, and let's go to global market. Also, they need to overemphasize on global standards, because in production of electric vehicles, there are standards that must be followed. Emissions, how are they controlling emissions? Is it up to the health and safety standard according to ISO standards? So then also how they market their products, market internally and outside the world. That would also be a very big variable in that. If they don't control, then they can have deficiencies in the time to come.
Yes, Aaron, I think let us, as we conclude the discussion, I want us to tell these Kiira Motors of ours also embrace AI. I've seen very many people are criticizing AI, and by the majority of Ugandans, like I've told you, they know that AI is ChatGPT. Only that's what they know. But AI goes beyond ChatGPT. It can help in project management, in project analysis, it can even, I've been reading and researching about it. It can even help in cutting costs, and technically, when they are using AI technically in their production, in driving, driving systems, our AI will simplify and reduce costs. And I think in every successful production, I think reducing costs of production is the major goal, and it helps you to produce more and more.
Yes.
So the responsible, dear Kiira Motors, we urge you to embrace technology. Because you see, whether you like it or not, AI has come and people are going to shine with AI.
Of course, as of now, building systems, car systems, is very crucial. And every car, by the way, for most advanced cars these days, they have got a control of an artificial intelligence, to the extent that when you are going to knock someone, it will sense that person and it stops completely. It will not, even if you add
you engage another gear.
Even if you accelerate, it will not move.
And I think that one is better.
So that is research and development that I was talking about.
Yes.
Embracing, like, building systems that are on global level, that compete globally. So in terms of,
you are telling Kiira Motors not to begin with analog vehicles. Over long ago,
we have already left
that era.
Yes.
So we have seen the Ministry of ICT trying to tell us that it is going to build policies that are going to guide us in technology and how to use AI. Thank you so much for being a lovely guest and for being a lovely co-host, and you have guided the discussion, which has been very fantastic, very educative, and I hope whoever will watch this show will pick a thing or two. Our dear lovely viewers, thank you so much for being part of this discussion. Continue to engage with us further on our social media platforms, on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, all Tukundane Media Foundation. I am Ivan Tukundane, and this is The Ivan Show.